If you're feeling exhausted, moody, or like your hormones are completely off, even though your digestion seems fine, you are not alone. In fact, your gut might actually be the real root of your hormone symptoms. Welcome to episode 2 of the Perimenopause Playbook, a mini series where I cut through the noise and break down the real foundations of hormone balance every woman in her 30s and 40s needs to know. Whether you're wondering if you're in perimenopause or you know you're deep in the throes of it, your body needs a strong foundation of hormonal health that will serve you well through perimenopause and far beyond. That's what this series is all about. If you missed the first episode, I recommend starting there so you can understand why the foundations are the most important place to start. I'll link to it in the description below. Today we're kicking it off with the first foundation, gut health, because this is where the health of your hormones really begins. But before we get into it, I am Christy Carlson, a nutritional therapy practitioner who helps women in their late 30s and 40s feel better through real food, root cause strategies, and zero shame. If you're ready for hormone support that actually makes sense, hit like and subscribe, and let's do this together. Your gut isn't just where your food is broken down, it's your hormone building workshop, your detox center, your immune system's control room, and the place where your body absorbs nutrients you must have in order to make hormones. And if you're lucky enough not to have any obvious gut symptoms like heartburn, bloating, diarrhea, or constipation, it doesn't mean that everything is peachy down there. I work with women who have zero digestive complaints, but lots of hormone chaos. And once we start supporting gut function, their hormone symptoms improve. Here's why. Think of your gut like a kitchen. If your stove is broken and the pantry's empty and no one's doing the dishes, your meals, aka your hormones, are going to be a mess. So how are your gut and hormones connected? First up is nutrient absorption. Your body needs things like zinc, magnesium, B vitamins, cholesterol, and amino acids to actually build hormones. If your gut is inflamed or sluggish, you're not absorbing these key nutrients properly, even if you're eating all the right foods. A robust digestive system is critical to hormone production. Connection number 2 is estrogen detox. Once your body is done using estrogen, your liver packages up into a little pretty package and sends it through the gut to exit into the toilet. But if you're not pooping every day and gut bacteria are out of balance, some of that estrogen can get unpacked and recirculated throughout the body. And here's the deal. Yes, estrogen does go down in late perimenopause, but that roller coaster ride of estrogen dominance is real, especially towards the beginning of perimenopause. There can actually be a rise in estrogen production in early perimenopause. And even once estrogen is declining in later perimenopause, recirculating used up estrogen can still cause estrogen dominance problems like bloating, sore breasts, heavy periods, irritability, and mood swings. The next connection is your gut bacteria and hormones. Some gut bacteria make enzymes that actually reactivate old estrogen that should be excreted. Others can block or mimic hormones. So basically, your gut bugs can interfere with your body's hormone signals and add to the absolute chaos in an already erratic system during this life stage. And the last is inflammation. It wrecks everything. Chronic gut inflammation from things like food sensitivities, infections, even low-grade infections you might not really know about, stress, or ultra-processed foods can block hormone production, mess with absorption, detoxification, and overall regulation of hormones, making it a chaotic imbalance for your body to deal with. Now, if you're wondering if your gut is part of your hormone problem, here are some signs to look for. Of course, feeling bloated and feeling some of those gut symptoms, especially after eating. Or if you're constipated, like pooping less than once per day. Yes, once per day is important. Or on the other end of the spectrum, you're always running to the bathroom. Those are pretty big signs too. Or if you're developing new food sensitivities. Foods that used to feel okay for you don't feel okay anymore and are causing gut problems. And some other non-gut symptoms to look out for is your skin breaking out or it's feeling inflamed, or if you're feeling tired or foggy or wired but exhausted. Sometimes this exhaustion can even come after meals. Your body is having to work extra hard on that digestion, and that can cause that fatigue as well. Or The last one, the wild card, is you're dealing with PMS or any of those standard hormonal symptoms like heavy periods, tender breasts, mood changes around your cycle, even if you don't have any gut issues at all. Yes, all of those can be tied back to your gut. So what can you do instead? Here are some simple, powerful ways to start supporting your gut. Number one is support digestion at every single meal. This is something we take for granted. We put food in our mouth and we poop it out later. We just think it's a process our body deals with and we don't need to take an active role in the process. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Digestion is a north to south process and it starts in your brain. If you're juggling 10 other things while you're eating, you're making your kids lunch, you're cleaning up the kitchen, you're writing down your to-do list, the list goes on and on. When you're not paying attention to eating, your parasympathetic nervous system is not on, which impacts the production of the digestive juices critical to breaking your food down properly. So before eating, take a few deep belly breaths, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Put your hand on your belly and feel that belly go in and out. That's a great way to make sure that we are taking those deep belly breaths that help initiate the parasympathetic activity. The next step is to chew your food well. I know this is not a very exciting tip, but it is something that is important to taking that burden off of the rest of your digestive tract. So chew your food to an applesauce consistency to ensure that we are breaking it down properly in the mouth. And the next one is to skip chugging water before your meals. And this can help make sure that you have enough stomach acid and digestive juice power to do its job well. You can still sip water while you're eating, that is fine, but avoid catching up on your water consumption and chugging a whole glass before you eat. The next is to eat fiber every day, but please go slow. Fiber binds excess hormones and toxins so your body can get rid of them. But fiber can be a little bit temperamental. Too much, too fast can back you up. Start slow and work your way up to 25-ish grams a day or more from veggies, fruits, chia seeds, flax. All of those are really great options for getting more fiber in. But again, fiber is something that's very individual. 35 grams may work really great for one woman and be terrible for another. So really pay attention to your body's own signs of what is or isn't working. But again, take it slow. If you're needing to increase to try to reach that 25 grams, start by increasing by 5-ish grams every few days rather than jumping up to that 25 grams right away. That's a great way to set you up to not feel very well. The next is to stay hydrated. Digestion and elimination depend on water. Dehydration can slow things down. Aim for about half of your body weight in ounces a day. So for example, if you're 150 pounds, try 75 ounces a day. That quantity is just a guideline. You should probably be drinking more if you're active, you live in a dry climate, or you're sweating more than usual. The next is add in fermented foods. A little sauerkraut, yogurt, kefir, or kimchi can help boost good bacteria in your gut and support digestion as they contain enzymes that help you digest your foods, and they can help stimulate digestive juices as well. And you don't need a ton, even just a tablespoon or two at the start of a meal is a great place to start. I like to think of it as like a little appetizer before my meals. A spoonful of sauerkraut works wonders. The next is a little more of an intensive step if you feel like you need more support, and that's trying digestive bitters. If you feel heavy or bloated after meals, digestive bitter spray, like Organic Olivia's digestive juice, can help kickstart stomach acid and enzyme production. You spray about 5 times in the 15-minute window before you eat, and that can help stimulate your digestive juices. The next is to avoid the gut wreckers. I'm talking ultra-processed foods, alcohol, excess caffeine, and too much refined sugar can inflame your gut lining and feed the not-so-great bacteria. Think of these as occasional treats, not daily staples, and try to limit them, especially when you're stressed or right before your period, which just so happens to be around the time when we're most likely to want them. Am I right? The next step to utilize if things are still feeling off is stool testing. This can give you a detailed view of your digestion, inflammation, bacteria, and more. I use stool testing in my practice, and it can be a nice piece of the puzzle to understand what might be contributing to your symptoms when you've tried all the other things. Supporting your gut isn't just about digestion. It's about giving your hormones the environment they need to function. When your gut is working, your whole body works better. And that concludes the gut episode, but we're just getting started. In the next video of the Perimenopause Playbook Series, we're diving into blood sugar, why skipping breakfast and cutting carbs might be making your symptoms worse, and of course, how to fix it. If the video is available, I will link it right here. Otherwise, if it's not there yet, subscribe so you do not miss it once it's published. Now I want to hear from you. Which gut-related symptom have you been dealing with? Or did something surprise you today? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. You've got this, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. See you in the next video.